Sing along if you feel my flow. Come on, sing this song. He has a plan in Jesus' name. He has his hand on our brand. And growing together. We can make it through any weather. So come along, don't be scared. Hands in the air if you're feeling the flow. Sing along with the song. Hey, life streaming together. Life streaming together. Sing along if you feel my flow. Yeah, I'm just a brother out here in the hood trying to do some good to strengthen our community. Yeah, that's what I'm about. But not only that, we try to use all the gifts that God has given us, being creative, to make the message relevant to everyone. And finally, man, I'm a preacher. I love to preach. I got 99 problems. Preaching ain't one. Here we go. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Somebody say hello, feel is home. You know how we do it in this space. We're trying to get our healing. Hey, it's Wade's word of the day. 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 Wade's word of the day, man. We are so grateful and thankful to be hanging out with each and every one of you on this evening. I know it's been a while, but I've really been in vacation mode, trying to get my mind and my body right. But we are back. We are excited to be hanging out with you all. We see you coming into the room tonight. Thank you, Brother Ray, Audrey Barnes-Lee, and others. Shakira, Wade is in the space. Do me a favor. Come on, I need you to text, tag, and tell somebody. It's really that simple. Take your finger, let it do the typing, and holler at somebody. Tell them to come on into the room. Let's talk. Yeah, it is time to talk. And we got a word. We got a word for you on this evening. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And y'all know what it is in this space. We believe it to be a healing space. So in this space, we don't tear down. We lift up, we encourage, we speak to those things that speak to us, all of those things. And so we deal with the whole person. And while we understand that our spirituality is the foundation upon which we build everything on, certainly we understand that God is in the business of working on our mind. And so we want to tell our stinking thinking, no stinking thinking for the next 30 minutes or so. Yeah, just positivity over here in these parts, in this space, in this room. We want to tell our haters to put it where? Way back there. Because we ain't studying you. You can't block the purpose and the plan that he has for our lives. And certainly we tell our fear, we're not operating in fear, we're operating in faith. Jessica Simmons, we see you tonight. Thank you for coming into the space as well. So, hey, I just want to know, who ready to talk? You ready to talk? You ready to hang out with your boy on tonight? Yeah, because I am. I'm ready to get it going. Are you ready? Take your finger. Come on. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, just simply say, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for the word on tonight. It's been a while. Been a long time. Yeah. Yeah. So let's get into the word. Hey, what I want to talk about tonight, and I've been having these conversations probably for the last month, just been having conversations with folk who are trying to decipher, define, and ultimately make decisions. And so tonight I want to talk about Is it a decision or is it a choice? Jimmy Mason, thank you for coming into the room. Everybody show, the first time when somebody first time comes into the room, we show them love. Can y'all show Jimmy some love on tonight? Yeah, y'all go ahead and do that real quick. The baddest man in guitar land, and we see you tonight. Thank you for coming into the space. Yeah. Is it a decision or is it a choice? That's kind of what I want to talk about tonight. Because over the last month, I have been talking to folk who are figuring out or trying to figure out this larger question of decisions and choices. Because one thing that I've learned, and I believe that is true for all of us, the bigger the decision, the more life-changing the chain of events will be for the decision maker and everyone who is around him. Don't get it twisted tonight and think that the decisions that you make over your life will not have some sort of impact over the folk that you are connected to. Because here's the thing, I often say we were built, created for relationships. Nobody gets up out of this world, this life, by pulling themselves up by their own bootstraps. None of us. Somewhere along the line, there are these relationships that are created, and somewhere along the line, we receive help. It could be an encouraging word. It could be some financial backing, whatever it is. And so we were built to be connected. And in the world who spends a whole lot of energy talking about you do you, boo-boo, the reality is we need one another. And I know in this moment that might be a hard pill for some of us to swallow, but the truth of the matter is we need each other. It's something to be said about why God looks at that man that he creates and he says it's not good for him to be alone. Now, I know some of you are thinking of wife and all of those particular things, but the reality is when he was naming all of those animals, he saw two by two. That's what it says, because we were destined, created to be connected. And that's the challenge of decisions. That's the challenge of choices. Because as we make it through this world, we have to make some decisions not only about our lives, but we also have to make some decisions as it relates to who will be a part of our lives. Who we'll be connected to, who we gonna rock with, who we gonna hang with, who we are going to fool with, who we gonna celebrate, who we are going to honor, cherish, take time, spend time. All of that involves decisions and choices. So let me say it again, the bigger the decision, the more life-changing the chain of events will be for the decision maker and everyone who is around that individual. And that impact can be positive, it can be negative, but there are always consequences. In leadership, we say it like this: leadership is about really, how do I want to say it? It's really about elevation. Yeah, you in leadership, you're either elevating somebody or you are telling somebody it's not your time. Elevation, you are promoting, but then others you have to say it's not your time. That involves decisions, that involves choices that have an impact. Let me give you a tangible example. If I am the hiring agent at a company, small business, big business, if I am the hiring agent at this business and all of these applications come in, I am charged with making the decision as it relates to who will be hired and who will not be hired. In some respects, I could even be charged with who will stay and who has to go. So never think that the decisions that we make as it relates to our lives only impact us, because it can be positive for one and negative for another. So, what are decisions and what are choices? Decisions are defined as the action or process of deciding something or resolving a question. When we think about choices, choices are defined as the power or the opportunity to choose. Can I suggest that either one is a blessing? It's a blessing to be able to what? Process and decide and answer or resolve these larger questions as it relates to our lives, but it's also powerful and impactful to have the opportunity to choose. Can I tell somebody you have a right to choose? Yeah. You have a right to choose. I know for some of us, somebody is constantly telling you you don't have a right to choose, but you have a right to choose. You have a right to choose how you will live your life, how you will move and operate in this world. You have a right to choose. And don't allow anyone to take that choice away from you. Now, when we think about decisions, decisions primarily deal with backward thinking. Yeah, the process is backwards. In other words, when I'm analyzing these decisions, I am lining them up with past experiences, past mistakes, past situations. Have you ever thought that maybe some of the trauma that you may be experiencing because you never processed it, you never analyzed it? And so when that moment comes where you need to decide, should I leave it or should I let it go because I never processed it the first time around, it keeps on jumping on me instead of me releasing it. We say something around here, before you can deal with anyone else, you've got to deal with yourself. You've got to know clearly and succinctly what drives you, what makes you tick. What's good about you and what's bad about you. You've got to be honest with yourself before you can ever be honest with others. And so decisions allow us to take a backward approach, to look back, as the old folk used to say, over our lives and think things over. And some of our decisions, and most of our decisions are birthed out of that, out of past experiences. You ever been around a bunch of folk who always talking about you can't do it? It'll never be done. They are basing that experience or those decisions on their past experiences. I remember, I forgot where I was, but it was a bunch of us and we were there and we were talking about, I think it was right before the pandemic hit, in the height of some things that were going on around, with the police and such things like that. And we were having a conversation, and I was saying we live in a day and time, not in the day and time now, when you have a right to kind of choose. And it was an older gentleman who had seen some things, and he was still, his position was, well, his mama taught him that you have to kind of, you know, be fearful. So here he is now, some 70 years later, and he's still operating or making his decisions as it relates to this in fear. And that's primarily based on past experiences. Can I suggest tonight that many of us stay where we are because our past experiences won't allow us to make decisions that'll push us into the next dimension of our lives? We still hooked up in a construct and a concept that it can't be done. You can't do that. You shouldn't do that. And especially when we're talking about church. Especially when we're talking about church. We some of us are still locked in some dogma of years gone by. And so instead of getting freedom, we stay in bondage because we're still holding on to the relics of the past. That's what tradition is. Tradition is still lining up with the thoughts of dead people. That's what tradition is in a real way. But choices, and I love choices. I think choices are better than decisions because choices are forward oriented and they are forward looking and forward thinking. Choices have more to do with one's mindset and perceptions. Yeah, that's why I love choices. Because choices have more to do with how I see it, what I think about it, possibilities. I don't see problems, I see possibilities. I don't see issues, I see solutions. I don't see darkness, I see light. I don't see hate, I see love. Choices have more to do with the mindset and how I perceive a thing. Is anybody picking up what I'm putting down tonight? I choose, as one songwriter said, to worship. I choose to think that my tomorrow is going to be better than my yesterday. I choose to believe that nothing can stop me. I choose to believe that the best is yet to come. I choose to believe that I am the head and not the tail, that I'm blessed in the city, blessed in the field, blessed coming in, blessed going out. I refuse to believe because I choose to believe that what we see is not all that it can be. And just because they did it that way doesn't mean that we have to keep on doing it that way. Choices, yeah, involve my mindset and my perception. And we make choices when we are facing various opportunities. But here is the thing, you got to choose. Nobody body gets out of this world without making some choices. And those choices will set the direction of where you want to go. Now, Dr. King said it something like this: you can be a tail light, or you can be a headlight. And in the world that I'm living in, my mind says I don't want to be a tail light. I want to be a headlight that is breaking through the darkness, that is leading, not following, that is charging forward, not moving backwards. Did I tell you that in this life, you don't get out of this life without making choices? And those choices set the direction of where you're going to go in life and business and love and relationships. Yeah, those choices all involve my mindset and my perception of things. How are you choosing? What are you choosing? Do you see yourself as I see you? As a headlight breaking through the darkness? As Muhammad Ali used to say, the champ is here. The champ is here. Do you see yourself as I see you, that you are the head and not the tail? Have you wrapped it around your mind that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that your soul knows right well, as the writer declared? What choices are you making? Do you choose to believe and see that our world, our community, that our block don't have to be downtrodden, but that you and I together have the capacity to make choices that can change our world? Right here in our city, there is a joke that goes around that says, stay off of any street that has the word NUT in it. So stay off of Walnut, stay off all of these streets. But I declare today that if you and I would decide, if you and I would make choices, we can make our community all that we want our community to be. Because our choices, and with our choices, we can influence our destiny. With our choices, we can change how we see things and what our experiences will look like and what our experiences will be. Yeah. What are you choosing? Are you choosing to believe what they say you are, or are you choosing to believe who God says that you are? And when you choose to believe that, I hear the songwriter saying the song we used to sing way back in the day: ain't no stopping us now. We on the move. Yeah, that's me and that's you. That's us together. So let's choose tonight to be brave. Let's choose tonight to be victorious. Let's choose tonight to walk in freedom and not walk in fear. Let's choose tonight to make our world a better place for you and for me. And we're going to play it tonight, but I hear this song in my head. It says, I'm dope. And I want to declare tonight that you are too. Because you're going to make some new choices. I believe that tonight. You're going to make some new choices that's going to change your world and change your destiny and change your environment for the good. Man, I'm out of here tonight. I hope that this word has added value to your life. And if it really has, all I ask that you would do is text, tag, and tell somebody. That's all we ask for you to do in the space. Take your finger. Let it do the typing. You got all them Facebook friends, all them YouTube folk, all them Instagram folk. You got all of them folk. That's how we get the word out around here. That's how we spread the good news, the gospel. We do it right here on these social media streets. And so if you want to be a part of that, can you do a brother a favor by just simply, texting, tagging, liking, and sharing. Tell everybody you know to come on, be a part of what we got going on here. We're here, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. We call it Wade's Word of the Day. Man, let's go out this way. Y'all let me know if you're feeling it. I think it's been a while since I played it, but tonight, I just want you to know that you are, dope. Choose to be that. Here we go.
See, most these sheeple, they move like clones. That's why I be on my own. My mama thought I was a joke, but Miss Badu told me out, and I know it. You can't tell me nothing else. That's why every beat I'm on is water and I might go bells. Me and my dog see like kings, but we be working just like slaves. Made it out of my hood, I deserve some accolades. So I need more than kudos in a fight, cause I went from sidelines to the limelight, and I shine bright, ice cold boys Klondike. Never move with white, this ain't blindside. Finite, but you feel the spirit, whole flow shining like soul glow. Every lyric skin coco's almost bobo spirit. Not like Rondo, all my clothes when I pivot. Most these sheep move like clothes. Move like clothes.
I gotta get out of here. Y'all, hey. Y'all know what it is. It's what.
It's my dude told me I'm due. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. It's my dude told me I'm. See, and I know it. You can't tell me nothing else. That's why every beat I'm on is water and I might go felt. Me and my doggy like kings, but we be working just like slaves. I done made it out of my hood. I deserve